Good day, mateys. I have just washed myself up, which I do every other day or so, depending upon tiredness, busyness, blah, blah, blah. And yeah, I say blah, 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 blah. Excuse the messy hair. I just got through brushing it and trying to get it to dry. Many people have been asking me, since I believe I have lymphedema, which I contracted almost a year after, and not even a year after I had surgery, I think. No, almost a year, I think. Colon cancer surgery. A couple of lymph nodes were removed to be tested, I believe. And then I thought I had gotten bit by a spider. Now, my family and some of my friends, wow, you can see the skin discolorations. It's also believed I still have cancer somewhere in my body, possibly lungs, gallbladder, or uterus. Not really sure yet. Anyway, some of my friends and family have seen my wounds since almost the time they started. Um, Very bad wounds, very deep wounds. They did not bleed, they did not weep, but they were like, they got like, it was like almost like it got eaten inward, and very big and very deep. And some of them wanted to see now what my wounds look like now. Because they are healed, but the skin layer is very thin. And I, I stopped going to the wound center because I didn't have to go anymore because they were healed, supposedly. Oh, probably almost a year ago, January, I think, 2017. So this may be a little graphic, but not anything real major. I had over 100 wounds, very little to very large. And so if you don't like to look at wounds, I suggest you just skip over this part. But I'm going to show how I take care of my legs now that I'm all cleaned up and that stuff. And I'm going to take a video. Also, forgive me for bouncing around and moving my arms because they get crampy. So, along with everything else. Anyway, here we go. Starting with my worst leg, and the wounds. So I'll be back in just a moment. From this viewpoint, there's not much going on. Everything is from basically the knee on down. This leg does continue to swell. You can see the lumps of where my veins are sticking out. You can see that. The worst wounds, if I can even see, get around to showing you these. Let me see if I can move a little bit better. This wound here, right here, that was actually a scratch from a wooden box, and it got to be the worst wound I had. And then I had some more, I can't see because of the reflection I have going on here, down here. This is the very first wound I had, and you can see from the pinkish and brownish color, there's still stuff going on here. Now, they got very deep, very icky bacteria or whatever infection in them. First they were saying it was cellulitis, then they were saying it was vasculitis. After learning about lymphedema, I believe that's what it was that caused all this. I went through many months of pain and had to have these debried. Had biopsies done. Everything came back negative of anything. I do have some tightness in my calf muscles. You can see right here, it sticks out a bulge. I don't know exactly what that is, but I do feel that my lymphs were affected when I had the surgery. I had bumps lumps, stuff all over there. But this is the worst leg. It swells. I can even feel it in my compression sock. When I do things, it swells. You can see where my socks still press and all that. So, and I still have other sores underneath my leg, but I can't really. It's hard to see it. So anyway, oh yes, and living in the desert, bug bites. I don't know what bug is biting me now, but it seems like I am sensitive to all sorts of bumps, bruises, cuts, all sorts of things. Like this one here, that was a cat scratch before all of this even happened, and it was healed. And it started turning into a wound also that had to be taken care of. My right leg is my better leg. Why, I don't know. But I still have many. There's cat scratch, new one. Then there was a new one down here. As you can see, they are still shiny. Some of them still peel a bit. There's a cat scratch right there. And usually, before these other ones were healed, when I got a scratch like that, it would turn into a wound. It didn't matter if I bumped my leg or anything, but there are some more. Here's a bug bite. Here's a bug bite. And down here was a bug bite. So, these are my lovely wounds. There was a lot of dead tissue and flesh that had to be removed on some of these. There's a bug bite. And you can see how they look. My worst wound on this leg, let me turn a little bit, was down here. That was what they used to call the octopus wound because it looked like an octopus at one point in time. Now these are healed, but the layer of skin on top of these wounds is very thin, and I could still feel a ridge on them. So I try to take care of my feet and my legs as best as I can, exercising, lotions, oils, you name it. Now, something recent, just over the few months, has been my toenails have been growing weird, like a toenail underneath the toenail, something like that, and they're growing inward, so I have to keep like pushing them outward. And this toe, I don't know if that's arthritis or what that is, but sometimes I cannot bend it at all. And also the big toe on this side, doing the same thing. And it started with this crack, which was down here, like it like cracked all the way across, and then all of a sudden other stuff started happening. Some of my other toes, I get pain in them. This one is starting to get that knob look as like the other one. Sorry, so close. And I do get pains, and also for the hair, get pains in my toes, between my toes. This one, I get a pain, I believe runs down the nerve. I have nerve damage, so I'm told. I'm also told that my veins, the valves, have broken, I guess, and that no blood is going through. I guess that's vasculitis or something. But still, I don't know. At night, early mornings, or when I wake up in the morning, my feet are extremely cold from the ankle about here. See if I can get that, about here on down. Sometimes all the way to the knee. So, anyway, I'm going to pause this and then show you the items and then show you what I do. And we're back. As you can see, I'm a heavier woman, so please excuse the belly and everything else. I have this camera rigged up, so if it falls over, I will, try to continue from where I left off. First off, I usually rub my toes to get some kind of circulation going through. Make sure that my toes are dry between them, between each toe. So I kind of just put my finger and my thumb through there, kind of rubbing to make sure they're all dry. And rubbing on my toes and the bottom of my feet here, mainly. That's what I do on each side. Trying to make sure that there's some kind of blood circulating through my toes. This one, like I said, isn't so bad. It's the left leg that I have an issue with. Rubbing, just rubbing it. Making sure I get the nerves going, the blood flowing, hopefully, and the lymphs kind of going. Sorry. Okay. Now I'm going to start off with an antifungal. I do this because because my feet are in those compression socks, and I just rub it on the back and then between the toes and around the front and all over that I can figure. But anyway, the compression socks can make your feet sweat, and you can get athlete's foot that away, especially if you wear shoes. I wear socks a lot over my compression socks because of one, my feet, like I say, get cold, and another, it helps protect the compression socks so they last a little bit longer. I'm going to need a new pair soon. So I'm looking on Amazon, which do have some. You got to know the size, so make sure you get measured at a pharmacy or your doctor's office, whoever will do it for you, to make sure you're getting the right size. There. And that's all I do with that, just on the toes. Then I will take some Avon cuticle conditioner. I don't know if they still sell this, but you can look at your drugstores or even ask your doctor if they have any kind that you can use that they would recommend. I just applied this. It's hard to see my baby toe. I apply it to the nails. Each nail. And then I take my thumb or my finger and I rub it in. I know it says to probably just let it sit, but I rub them in. And that seems to help strengthen the nail just a bit for me. I also pull my skin back a little bit around the edges of the nail. Keeps it from, especially my big toe one, keeps it from hurting. Because of whatever funky way they're growing. Now, sorry if you can't see this, just applying to the nail. And basically that's all I do with the Avon cuticle conditioner. I'd paint my toenails, but nobody'd be able to see them through the compression socks. Only me, maybe. And I'm afraid it might rub off onto the compression sock. This nail right here is starting to do the weird one thing that this one is doing, and they all kind of seem to be strange. Growing strange now. So I'm trying to grow them out so I can clip them down, pushing back on the skin. even on the top part. Very painful on one side here, so I'll probably have to go in. If you're not used to pain and that stuff, or if yours is getting very bad, go into the doctor. Don't rely on, I'm not a doctor, so don't rely on how I'm doing mine. Do what's best for your own. And then I apply some Desodin, because it's got zinc in it, to the bug bites, or the wounds, I should say. I apply them to only the larger ones, and I only put on a little, as you can see, and I rub it in. I don't just let it sit there. And moving the skin around the wounds and the bites also helps bring blood to that area. So it helps to heal. Again, I am not a doctor. If it doesn't work for you this way, then I suggest you don't do it this way. So this wound, the large wound I showed you on the back of my leg here, or on the side of my leg here, still has pain in it. I don't know if that's from nerve damage or exactly what that's from. I'm assuming it's nerve damage. So, I don't know exactly. I thought it was a spider bite that did this, started all of this. My immune system was down. I thought I got bit by a bug, a spider. I still believe that I did. I've been told that it's possible, but highly unlikely. I thought it was brown recluse. And my immune was down at the time. I was in a depression. And I just thought, boom, 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 there, that one thing led to another. But some doctors are trying to say that because a while ago I was on tramadol, that I did it to myself in my sleep, but I wasn't sleeping well. Haven't for years, so I'm pretty positive. I'm even pretty positive. I am positive that I did not do this to myself. There were other people in the home. Other people had saw what happened. They tried saying it was fleas. They tried saying it was bed bugs. And we had nothing like that. So, and nobody else was getting these, just me. So, that's what I do for the zinc. Oh, and anti-itch if you get bug bites on your lymphedema, make sure that you use, with your doctor's approval, any anti-itch lotion or cream that you can that's mild and you can apply without, and there's also zinc in this cream, so that helps me out. All right, then I apply a vitamin E oil or coconut oil. I'm almost out of the vitamin E oil here, so I'll probably wind up buying more. And all I do is I take my middle finger, put it over the thing, turn it upside down, so that I got a nice amount on there. And I start from the bottom and just work my way up and rub it in. You can go all the way up to the knee if you want to. I usually do 3 or 4 of these, not very much. And I go around the heel area. And I just rub it in best I can. It's hard to do sometimes. Oops. Okay, yep, I definitely need more. Then I go on the top of my foot, over my toes. Neighbors are home. And to the side, make sure you get the sides. And then I take some more. There. And I do the bottom of my feet and toes around the heel. And I do the same for the other leg. Maybe you can see a little bit better there. All the way up the legs. It may seem like a lot of oil. To me, it's not. And I put some on the top to my toes. Around the edges. Ouch, just clogged my other foot. And then on the bottom. I stepped on a nail when I was a child. Right here I have a scar that sometimes is predominant. It's red right now. So. And this also helps get the blood flowing if you have vasculitis. It helps that too. And that's what I do with the oil. Now, because this kind of oil can also make your feet dry, because the oil can also make your feet dry, I use Avon's Moisture Therapy. I also heard that Eucerin, I think it is, Eucerin Diabetic Lotion works really well. So, anyhow, I squirt about, now what? Now it won't squirt. What? Oh, there we go. Had to have it turned the right way. So anyway, take a big glob of it, and you can see how much I use. I just rub it in, and I make sure I get my heel and the top of my foot. I just rub it in all over the place. And this will help hydrate your feet, because when you have them in compression socks, they can get pretty dang dry. And I like to do like massaging too. Also helps get the blood flowing. So that's the left leg. Now for the right leg, foot, wow. Leg, foot, leg. And you just do the same thing. trying to find a comfortable spot because when you have this, it seems like pain is all over the place. Legs, when you put one leg over the other, can be very painful. I try not to sit like Indian style. I'll sit with my feet together, but not overlapping like this. This is painful, and this will cut the blood circulation off, and lymph circulation, which you have lymphs all over the place. So if any are damaged or removed, and mainly in cancer patients, it seems, and probably others, but mainly that I have seen or read, cancer patients. Sorry if you can't see it that well. Okay. Then I take a little bit of lotion, and I'm sure without seeing, you guys can figure this one out. I kind of rub it between my fingers so there's not gobs of it, and I put it on my knees to hydrate my knees. I live out in the desert, so hydration is a good thing. It's a good thing. Oh, also, if you need to do your toenails, make sure you have a very good toenail clipper and clip them before you start doing anything. And you should do that probably once a week, or if your toenails grow quicker than, more than once a week. Just check them every time you bathe. Check to see how well your toes are doing. Watch your toenails, and because these will not only snag on your compression socks, but they will also they could like cut you deeply. One toe rubbing against the other in your socks or shoes. So, okay, I'm going to there. See if I can do this. There you go. There's my legs all beautified and stuff. So I'm going to clip it here and then show you how I put on my compression socks. Okay. Trying to get that camera set up right. I really need to get like a tripod or something to hold my cell phone, which is what I'm taping off right now because my camera doesn't have any batteries. Anyhow, there's a compression sock. It's already turned inside out. What you do is you face the heel part downward, and then you just kind of tuck, 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 tuck. Make sure the heel is toward you all the way to the toes. Push it inward, or outward, I mean. In, out, I don't know how you would go from out, push toward yourself. Your pharmacist should show you, or your doctor should show you how to do this. Then you go to the heel, where it shows the heel. You take your hand like this, push it through, back through all of the bunched sock, take a hold of the heel part, and then just pull. Kind of like you're tucking the top part, the toe part, inside, which you basically are. And you just kind of shake it out so that I still have a hold of the heel part. And then I open and I stick my foot with the heel part toward the heel. See if I can show that. The heel part toward my heel. And then I pull till the heel is approximately at my heel. Then I take the rest of this, slide it on down, take this part, pull. There's still this part here where the heel is at, and you pull that around. Got kitty fur on there. Okay, now it's on like a sock. tighten here, so be very careful. Then I turn my leg this way, and I take a hold of all of this, and I pull so that this part is kind of not loose. Then I take the rest of this, you can see where it is, take it, pull, gather, pull. Oops. And yes, you'll do that plenty of times too. And then I pull the rest almost to the knee, but not. I leave about that much of my knee out, and then I just take the rest of this that's grouped up, and I kind of move it around. Make sure your nails are not snaggy, and then you do it on the other side. More cat fur. I'm sorry I can't show you any better than this, but you can see where you do not want it all the way up to here, because that'll cut the circulation off. That is not what you want to do. And there's that part. Now mine are getting old, so they're kind of loose. And I noticed in the desert, these will go like, a couple of months. So as you can see, the toe's kind of twisted. What I do is I grab the edges of the toe, and I pull outward and release. I kind of tuck it behind my toes, best that I can. I rearrange it. The heel, there's more over here than there is here. So I take the heel and I pull up and release. And kind of turn it best I can so it fits better. And then I take a hold of my foot and I smooth it out, pulling just with my hand, moving it upward, kind of like you're moving your blood upward. And there it's on. Then I take a regular sock, booty usually, and I open it, so that it's an easier slide on. And get it so that it's not tight around my toes especially, and there. And then you just do the same thing with the other foot. There's the heel, already turned inside out. There's the heel, pointed downward. All the way to the top. Tuck it out. Like that. Go to the heel part. Stick your fingers in. Tuck it through. Grab a hold. Pull down. Kinda like you're doing laundry in a way. And I'm just going to shake it so that the toe's in there. Take it however you want or can. You might need it to ask people for help with this first time. Here's my heel part, right on my heel. Then I take the rest of it, slide it on down. Grab, pull. There's still some here, as you can see. Take that part by the heel, pull it over the heel, and kind of straighten this out if you want to. I know it's hard to show people this. Tighten it so that it's, not loose. Take the next part, pull up. Take the next part, pull up. And when you first do this, it's going to be hard. Make sure you don't have it all the way to the back of the heel, or knee. Kind of arrange it. Take this extra and kind of just even it out. It's on. You go back to this part. Straighten up toes. Any which way you feel comfortable. They usually get tighter and tighter for me. Eventually my toes are like this, so throughout the day sometimes you should do that. And because the heel is more to the back, just pull there. I lift my leg, take it, and just smooth it out. Make sure that, you know, it's not too loose around the ankle, because here seems to be where you want it a little tighter and then looser as you go up. But compression socks do what compression socks want to do. So there, take my regular sock, stretch it out a little, put it on, make sure it fits properly so that's not too tight. And there you go. And they will bunch up like this. Don't even worry about that, because when you're, you know, moving, even your skin does that. So it'll do that. So don't think you have to have it like flat, because you'll never get it that way. And there you go. That's how I put them on. Thank you for watching. I hope this helped somebody. And definitely talk to your doctor if you get sores on your legs, anything. And if you've had cancer, and you definitely know, or, you know, possibly it's possible that you had lymph nodes removed or some may be damaged, talk to your doctor about lymphedema. Lymphedema. It's a possibility. So, anyhow, like, subscribe, and comment. Thank you.